mayor's wife accused of racist outburst. High-profile employees are quitting, and last night, protests took to the streets.
For now, we did obtain a copy of a civil rights complaint filed by a former employee, and the accusations in that complaint are stunning. 19 News obtained a copy of a civil rights complaint filed by a former employee, Patrick Costigan. Costigan also provides screenshots of text messages that he says were sent from McDaniel during a planning commission meeting. He says McDaniel is talking about another employee who is Jewish and calling her a brood mare, and says she is destined for a glue factory. The text also referenced temples and Jewish worship.
Communications from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I've prepared a statement, and I'll be releasing that tomorrow. Tonight, I'm here to listen to everybody here to speak. And I'll be releasing that tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Cleveland Heights Mayor Khalil Seren is expected to release a statement following a civil rights lawsuit alleging his wife used anti-Semitic rhetoric.
Seren left the meeting abruptly without making any remarks or taking any questions. He is expected to release that statement later today.
19 News has tried repeatedly to get a hold of Mayor Seren, but have not heard back. And we are still waiting on a statement from the mayor that he promised us and the community yesterday.
One area where my wife and I are in very clear alignment is in our shared belief that anti-Jewish hatred and anti-Semitism, as described in the IHRA working definition, has no place in our community or any other. We come to this dedication to fighting anti-Semitism through our individual experiences of growing up among Jewish people, people that we love as family, friends that we care for and respect. Some of the most important people in our lives are Jewish people. We also come to this steadfast support for our Jewish brothers and sisters through our understanding that until all of us are free, safe, and respected, none of us can rest in our fight against bigotry. Recently, my wife and I have been accused of saying hateful things about the Jewish people. Before these public accusations, the administration received a threat from a former employee that they would file a lawsuit unless we agreed to their demand of $300,000 and a job reference. In exchange, they offered to abandon the lawsuit and instead sign a mutual non-disparagement and confidentiality agreement. I summarily rejected that proposal. The demand was accompanied by a message through attorneys that our accuser, Patrick, hopes that we can be friends after this. This EEOC complaint, which they provided to the press, follows my rejection of their offer. Because this is a legal claim against the city of Cleveland Heights, and I have a fiduciary responsibility to the city that I take very, very seriously, there are certain things that I cannot responsibly reveal about the city's response to this. But there are certain things that I feel a need to address now, despite the need to maintain the city's solid legal footing. First, I want to assure you that the claims made in this EEOC complaint are false, and the city will be taking all steps to defend that position. I believe that Patrick, both in the statements made in the narrative and in attaching an altered text string as an exhibit, has perjured himself in the commission of this complaint. In the interest of allowing our attorneys to handle this in the most effective and appropriate way, I'm not going to address every false accusation and mischaracterization found in this complaint, but there are a couple of examples that I want to make clearer. Now, broodmare. For those of you who are unaware, Mandingo and broodmare are terms that come from American slavery. Plantation owners dehumanized black people through sexual exploitation and by forcing them to bear children, erasing their value as full and complete human beings and intellectual equals. This has never been a term aimed at Jewish people and was never understood or expressed as relating to anything about Orthodox Judaism. Jessica Cohen has exhibited behaviors toward me that, in my view, invoke the racist trope of the Mandingo, a reduction of black man to physicality without intellect, erasing his qualifications, experience, intelligence, and accomplishments. That has been my experience of this person. My wife doled out a creative shorthand for her in private conversation, assigning the corresponding term broodmare to Ms. Cohen to reframe that power dynamic and help reduce the negative impact of that experience on me. This private, personal characterization was in response to Ms. Cohen's actions and was never a statement about Jewish people, Orthodox or otherwise, and was never intended to be shared or to embarrass Ms. Cohen publicly. Many of you are angry that it took me so long to make a statement, to speak to you about this. You have every right to that anger. And then again, after hearing from so many residents and members of our wider community on Monday, I don't have any excuse for my silence until now. Just an apology and an admission that this has taken a toll on me and my family, which has made it nearly impossible to put how we feel into words. Natalie and I love the Jewish people in our lives. And we love the Jewish people in pretty much the same way we love our own people. We believe that we are in this together, even when it doesn't feel that way. We still believe that to get to you, they have to go through us. Just like I said in October 2023. It may take me longer to gather my thoughts, but simply put, I will always stand with you. Thank you for listening.
Would you please call the roll on this?
Before I do that, I just want to correct. I did say introduced by Councilmember Petrus, but it has also been co-sponsored by President Kuda, Vice President Russell, Council members Cobb, Larson, and Posh. Give me 1 second. Cobb.
Aye.
Maddox.
No.
Kuda.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Petrus.
Aye.
Russell. Posh.
Yes.